Okay, so what we want to do is we want to continue working on verifying trigonometric identities. So it's probably an awesome plan to have your identities in front of you. I'm not asking you to memorize all the identities just to be able to manipulate them and use them for something useful. And it is awesomely cool and useful, I guess, to verify identities. So have those out as we do these here. Okay, so I want to verify that secant squared of theta minus 1 is all over secant squared of theta is equal to sine squared of theta. Okay, and actually even before we do this, there's this page in your textbook. I'm not going to read all this to you, but this is just straight out of your textbook. You just may want to go over these 5 general rules. They're rules, they're guidelines to kind of help you kickstart you. Sometimes we're not even sure what to do. First one is make sure that you work at one side. And also you want to work with the more complicated side, and look for opportunities to factor. Can you add fractions? Can you square a binomial? Just all these small things that seem to be perpetual when you're doing these type of problems here. So you can read through those and kind of give you a guideline to when you're working on these. I guess you could say proofs here, but we're verifying these identities. All right, so let's go and do this here. Obviously, the left side is a lot more complicated than the right side, so I'm going to deal with this guy over here. And secant squared minus theta, secant squared theta minus 1 is an identity. All right, and we can replace that guy right there with tangent squared of theta. So I could replace this guy right here with tangent squared of theta, and that's all over secant squared theta. Okay, so replace the guy with tangent squared. Now, tangent squared is the same thing as sine squared of theta all over cosine squared of theta. And if you multiply that by 1 over secant squared theta. Okay, so this right here is the same as that. Tangent is right here, and secant squared theta is right here. I just wrote this as a product instead of writing this as a quotient. Okay, well, we know that 1 over secant squared theta is cosine squared theta. Oh, look at this little guy. So let me rewrite my tangent, which is sine squared theta over cosine squared theta. But now I can multiply this guy by cosine squared theta. And obviously, all we have is sine squared theta equals sine squared theta. And it's exactly what we were looking for. And so that means we're done with that dude.